Grease pencil is a great asset for 2D artists to learn. In our video today, we introduce you to our pick of the best tutorials you can find on this awesome tool. Crash Course: 2D Grease Pencil Animation in Blender by TipTut. This tutorial is for those who want to learn all they can about grease pencil and animation in Blender as fast as they can. It is best suited for those who are familiar with Blender or need a refresher. A beginner can do this, but they might feel lost. This tutorial is in 2 parts, both time-stamped and sectioned with great audio and footage. But what does it teach me? I'm glad you asked. This crash course aims to teach you how to animate in 2D using grease pencil object in Blender. TipTut guides you all the way through and even offers you the possibility of downloading the same sketch he is using to work, so you could be focused on following his instructions. He goes through setting up the scene and then delves deep into grease pencil itself with its tools and workflow. The second part is all about animating the different parts of the scene. TipTut also takes a good portion of the tutorial explaining basic animation concepts as well. All in all, this tutorial covers all bases for you: grease pencil's tools and workflow, 2D animation theoretical concepts, and the 2D animation process itself. We highly recommend this video if you found any of this interesting. Blender 3.0 Grease Pencil Tutorial Bakery Shop by Kevandrum. This video tutorial is straight to the point, personified. Or videofied? Well, you get me right. At first, Kevin quickly explains what grease pencil is, in a simple way. He then goes over what is going to be in the video, teaching you how to use grease pencil to draw a bakery. He then starts off the tutorial by a brief explanation of grease pencil basics and then dives right into the project. Kevin's explanation is very direct. He does not meander in his speech and gives head-on instructions and explanations. This works wonderfully for those who prefer direct instructions when it comes to learning. On top of all of this educational goodness, Kevin's video is in the best quality. Great audio, footage, and timestamps for all the different steps. You sure won't be lost. We highly recommend this video to those who have a basic knowledge of the tool but seek guided exercise to hone their skill. 2D artists, you have a 3D secret weapon in Blender by Marco Bucci. Okay, if you're a 2D artist and don't know Marco Bucci, you know nothing, Jon Snow. Jokes aside, Marco Bucci is a legendary artist with even more legendary tutorials, so you know this one is no exception. In this 3-part tutorial, Marco Bucci comes to Blender from the perspective of a 2D artist, where he teaches you how to use your 2D skills in the software to make 3D art. Naturally, this tutorial will teach you a lot about Blender and can be a great transition point for 2D artists into 3D. Marco also injects explanations of art fundamentals here and there to refresh your memory. The whole series is so well made in every aspect that it is easily a professional grade lecture. Audio, footage, and organization of the tutorial are just perfect. Marco even spices it up with fun elements here and there, leaving no moment for boredom. Blender Grease Pencil 2D and 3D Hybrid Storyboard Animatic by Spitfire Storyboards. In this 1-hour tutorial, Spitfire Storyboard shows you how you can animate characters in 2D using grease pencil in a 3D environment. This tutorial is very thorough, and you're sure to come out of it with solid knowledge about how to animate using grease pencil. The tutorial starts with the basics, getting you acquainted with the user interface and giving you tips on how you can smoothly navigate the software, and then immediately delves into the meat and potatoes of the tutorial. And there are a lot of meats and potatoes. Get it? As in like parts of the tutorial? Okay, I'm seeing myself out. Luckily, Spitfire took time to section these appropriately, so you can fast forward or backtrack as you wish. All in all, this is a great tutorial for mixing up 2D and 3D. And if you want to learn about it, Spitfire's tutorial is the one for you. Grease Pencil Beginner Tutorial by 2at555. This one is for all of you Ghibli fans. In this tutorial, you will learn yet another way of how you can do 2D animation in Blender using grease pencil. The style used in this tutorial is similar to the one in popular Ghibli movies, so if you're interested in this, hop on the video. It is incredibly beginner-friendly and shows you all the steps from an introduction to the tool, then drawing, animating, coloring, and so forth. The video is not narrated, but the explanations are present in subtitle form. It is also timestamped so that you can easily navigate this 30-minute tutorial seamlessly. Beginner Grease Pencil Tutorial 3D Bonsai Painting by Sophie Jan Tak. Sophie absolutely destroys the learning curve of Blender's Grease Pencil with this video tutorial. If you're finding that Blender and Grease Pencil are very overwhelming for you, you might want to come to this video. Sophie is very aware that her target audience are beginners, and does wonderfully to explain all the different aspects of the software and the tool in a beginner-friendly way. The video is narrated and time-stamped with real-time footage. By the end of it, you would have your own little 3D bonsai tree painting. Sounds sweet? Make sure to watch Sophie's video. Grease Pencil Tools Blender Tutorials by TipTut. TipTut is back, and this time around we have a very focused tutorial. TipTut shows us how we can activate an add-on in Grease Pencil that can provide us with extra tools that can improve our workflow. The tools he explores are Box Deform, Straighten Stroke, Rotate Canvas, Timeline Scrub, and Camera Tools. As usual, TipTut narrates his video entirely, showing footage of what he does as well as adding timestamps to the entire video for easy navigation. So, if you're a regular user of Grease Pencil already, be sure to check his awesome video out. Mundo's Tutorials. This time around, we bring you something slightly different. Instead of a video, we have a playlist of tutorials pertaining to Grease Pencil by Mundo. He has a variety of tutorials pertaining to Blender's Grease Pencil, from an introduction to different rigging methods in the software to more advanced aspects such as the additive mode in the build modifier. These videos are incredibly niche, but can be great for those who are at an advanced level but seek to learn more. Learn 2D animation in Blender with Grease Pencil. Drawing tutorial by Animatic Plus, presented by Jonathan Lamb. In this tutorial, Jonathan will teach you how you can make a 2D animation using Blender's Grease Pencil object and all the 2D animation features in Blender. The animation used is of a bouncing ball, so the basics of the basics. If any of our other beginner tutorial on this list were still way overwhelming for you, this can solve that. It uses something very simple to follow, narrates the instructions and explanations, and has footage demonstrating what is being done. We highly recommend this for people who are very unfamiliar with the software and want to kickstart their journey with something simple and easy to understand and follow. Blender 2D and 3D Grease Pencil Time-Lapse. Fish Preparation by 3D Floss. This video is also different, as it isn't a tutorial per se, but a time-lapse demonstration of how 3D Floss uses a mix of 3D modeling and Grease Pencil to create a finished piece. This can be a great way for beginners to explore what can be done in Grease Pencil, as well as being a very short, sweet, and fun watch. This can also serve advanced learners, showing them a different way of approaching the creative process in Blender. And we have made it to the end of our video. We hope you liked the tutorials we showcased. Do you have any favorites of your own that we missed? Don't hesitate to let us know in the comments section below. We would love to know your thoughts. It might also benefit someone else. And with that said, see you around!